Yo, people, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to episode 30 of the After the Boundary Show. And here we are here for the Cricket World Cup semi final predictions. So, yeah, but let's get straight into to this. But first, let me invite all the guests. First, it is, of course, Mr. Reliable. Money. Hi.
How's it, Bert? All good. I hope you enjoyed your birthday on Sunday. A huge thriller at Stamford Bridge, it must be said. And I'll tell you what, being a Chelsea fan is not for the faint-hearted, eh?
Yeah, it isn't. It isn't. Um, but yeah, no. I'm just glad it was a thriller. So yeah. And we didn't get slapped up. So yeah. Um, but yeah. Next is Mr. Stepsy, aka Steven. Oh,
Hello. Thanks for having me. And yeah, hope you had a good birthday on Sunday, and your heart has recovered from the Chelsea game.
yeah. I still need to watch it again. Don't know what. I need to watch it again.
Your extra quote was quite accurate, though. I enjoyed watching that.
I mean, it's one of those games which you have to watch over and over again. And I think Hanno pretty much said it before you came on, Stepsy. He's just glad that the team didn't get slapped up. Of course, in Afrikaans, the word would be clapped up.
Yeah.
Right?
That if you translate it directly, don't think you use that. I think there should be another word for it, but definitely not directly translated. But
we'll have to work on that, Hannah.
Sorry for that.
I don't even know, man. I don't even know.
We'll work on a word. We'll work on
probably. I don't know, but yeah. Next is is hoping New Zealand slaps up his former country, India.
No chance.
I Arnie.
India. Hope they prove me wrong.
No.
Tomorrow's no chance. India got this in the bag.
Warning. No India love on the stream. No India love on this one. Today we are all against India. We all behind.
No, we're not.
Sorry, I'm not.
We all behind New Zealand.
Come on, handsome.
I think India got this. I think India got this in the bag. I still reckon it's going to be
South Africa.
South Africa, Indian final.
That's the dream. That's the dream.
Listen. Let's talk about this when we introduce everything. Yeah, because obviously.
Go ahead.
Dream is a dream, right? So.
No, I'm just saying, like we're obviously going to introduce the matches, obviously, but we'll talk about everything then, and we'll sort of get everything then. But we don't need any banter right now. All I will say is, in the words of the great Irish poet Seamus Heaney, hope and history should hopefully rhyme, but as we'll find out later on, it rarely does.
I studied him in GCSE, Seamus Heaney. I studied him in GCSE English. Damn. That takes me back.
Well, you should be glad that I'm on the show then, Stepsy.
I am very glad you're on the show.
Let me remove that. Let's get into some comments. Be up to South Chelsea fan.
Chelsea
do smash that like button as you come in.
Forgot his real name.
Semi-final time. Come on,
Chelsea
fan.
New
Zealand. Yeah, come
on. He said he don't give his real name on YouTube. I forgot. Yeah, go on.
Yeah,
I agree though. Come on, those two.
No,
even though it's not going to happen, but I'll try and be optimistic. I'll try in it. So
yeah. It won't happen. It won't happen. No.
I know.
Gets into it.
We know it's going to happen. Let's go.
Of course, this match is taking place at the Wankhede. It's the first one, and I just want to point out, it's so ironic that India have decided to let them play the first semi-final because then they have an extra day's rest. Just so funny, just so funny. So, yeah,
Tactical mind games already, Hanno. Tactical mind games already.
no, awfulness. But yeah, question I got: can New Zealand and India's unbeaten run? Because India scored 400 and something runs
410.
against Netherlands, and Kohli and all the batters bowled, and all of them got wickets, I believe. So, um, is I think first let's go into the of course one caddy and its history so far this tournament. Um, what we have seen, what you should do, really, and that's mostly been bat first, and put up a massive total. Because as we have seen, chasing that is not so easy.
Yeah, this year it's all been about batting first. You're right. The chasing team they find it very, very difficult this year.
For so 4 of the 13, of course, it has red strip. So at the one caddy in Mumbai have been selected for the World Cup, including a semi-final, of course, we're talking about now. And the venue has been known to provide some assistance for quicks with the new ball, but has mostly been batting friendly. And I think that's really where it comes in. It's definitely a batting pitch.
Oh, Steve Hive.
Yes,
Yeah,
Steve.
guys. How's everyone? What?
Yeah.
Mr. Jenkins, good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you all. How's everyone
Yeah.
this evening? All right?
Yeah, we're all good. We're all good. Hanno, back to you.
Good haircut. If you had one.
Huh?
No. Continue.
No,
Sorry,
that's
bro.
not it. Yeah. Like I said, I think the pitch will play a massive part, and that's why the coin toss will also be a massive part. Because if you win the toss at the one caddy, you don't bowl first. Definitely bat first. So, well, let's say India do chase. Do they still have that? Let's say they're chasing 380. India, is a chance for them to chase that down.
It's doable.
Are
It's
you
doable.
throwing it open?
Yeah, open.
It's doable.
Yeah, I think, let me say this. What's really interesting about this particular semi-final is that we've got two teams that are very, very evenly matched, almost, I would say, because obviously at the top of the order, Rohit Sharma has been going great guns, and then you've got the likes of Rahul Lokesh and Shreyas Iyer, who are also piling on the runs, and then of course, as long as you've got King Kohli in the middle, it's definitely possible. And I think it's fair to say that ever since relinquishing the captaincy, in many ways, he's sort of grown more as an elder statesman and a batsman. I suppose you could compare him in some respects to Joe Root of England, although it has to be said that Root did not have the best tournament over here.
No, he didn't.
Started well with 2 fine innings, but completely nosedived, although he will have his pride of place as being the first Englishman to score 1,000 World Cup runs. So congratulations to him. It probably might be the last World Cup he ever plays. I know he's in his early 30s, but I don't see him being involved for the future. But back to India, New Zealand, obviously, when it comes to the batting, India look peerless. And with Virat Kohli, he's probably learned a lot more how to bat with the middle order and also to some extent with the tail. And even though they don't have Ashwin Ravichandran in the team, who definitely is perhaps the better batsman of the, at least marginally, of the 3 spinners in India's squad, Jadeja and Kuldeep Yadav have been selected for their bowling, obviously. So it could very well be that they decide to possibly play 3 spinners instead of 2. So Ashwin could get a look back in to try and choke the New Zealand batsmen. I don't think they played 3 spinners when they played in the group stage, but it could very well be that if the Wankerhead pitch does aid the spinners later on, then India will obviously look to win the toss and bat first, and then let the spinners do the damage later on. But as far as the seamers are concerned, I think we have to give credit to Jasprit Bumrah and Mohammad Shami, who've literally, set the tournament alight. Shami perhaps more than Bumrah. But even with New Zealand, I mean, you've got the lightning bolt, and you've got a few other bowlers, Mitchell Santner, probably New Zealand's answer to Ravi Jadeja. And even with the batting, I mean, the fact that I know that Stepsy made a point saying that with New Zealand doing well without Kane Williamson, there was no way he should ever come back into the team unless circumstances dictate that he has to come back. But even when with his cropped left thumb, around which he has to wear a bit of a band now, he's still a fine batsman. And a little bit of trivia is that Kane Williamson is actually left-handed. So if he has to sign autographs and use that thumb of his, it's going to hurt like Billio, if you know what I mean. And but obviously with Williamson back in the team, that really lends a lot of beef to the attack, because he is, without any doubt, the most complete batsman in that New Zealand side. And you've got they've got Rachin Ravindra, they've got Devon Conway, obviously doing really well. Tom Latham has been scoring runs and also doing a good job as the stand-in skipper. And the bowling has also looked pretty solid. So it's almost hard to choose. I suppose you could say India have been at least marginally the more consistent team, but the fact that New Zealand have only lost to India means that we cannot discount them at all. Yeah. And a little piece of history, never mind the fact that New Zealand have beaten India in the main latter stage games that they played at an ODI level. I believe they won the ICC Champions Trophy or the Knockout Trophy final. They also beat them in 2 World Cup semi-finals in 2015 and 2019. In fact, the last 2. So could it be third time lucky, or will it be the third time the charm for India? And also in 1992, which both Mr. B and I will remember, New Zealand were co-hosting the tournament with Australia and had an excellent record, going into the semi-final stages unbeaten and hoping to celebrate a first ever World Cup final, only for a certain Inzamam ul Haq to all his stock, all his stocky and fiery brilliance with the bat, that huge innings of 60, which really broke New Zealand hearts. So it just goes to show that league form doesn't really count for very much. And those of us who watch the recent Rugby World Cup will know that league form counts for nothing once you get to the knockout stages. 3 of the 4 semi-finalists, mind you, were pool runners-up. The only one was England, who won their pool, but struggled against Samoa and Fiji in those 2 games, and of course were pipped to the post by South Africa in the semi-final. So it's very difficult to call. I would perhaps say that with their slight consistency and greater knowledge of the Wankerhead pitch, India should be slight favourites, especially if they win the toss and bat first. But I'll tell you what, Williamson and the guys are going to be pumped for this. And there is no way that they are going to allow this semi-final to fall by the wayside. They're not going to care about, the fact that India are playing at home and their raucous fans behind them. In fact, Indian fans will remember only too well the 96 semi-final against eventual champion Sri Lanka, where India had their hopes being carried by Sachin Tendulkar and company. When he got out, wickets fell like 9 pins and the game met its disgraceful end with crowd trouble. And it was just a horror show at the Eden Gardens that day. Maybe a change in stadium would do India good. But for me, it should be India to pip this, but it won't be a very easy win. I can see them squeaking it by 20 runs or 3 wickets. And for India, the seamers will certainly have a big role to play first up, but ashes to ashes and dust to dust. If the seamers can't get wickets, their spinners must.
India, one of these teams that, unlike England and that, don't crack under pressure. So being at home for them.
Oh wait, hold on.
That's true.
Even they have cracked a few times under pressure.
Yeah, but
That's
no,
why
at the moment,
is in
they
India.
top their group. They top their group. They're flying high. they're not going to crack under pressure this time because they think they in their minds they think their time is now, right? Being at home, knowing the pitch better, they think their time is now. But yeah, like Manny said, New Zealand ain't going to roll over, no chance, because they see themselves as runners up last time. They think their time is now as well. So, like both teams, they're going to go for it, hell for leather. And I think there's going to be a lot of runs here. But I think the main thing is going to be who's got the better bowling, who can get the wickets early.
Yeah,
That's going to be the difference. If you get the wickets early and set the tone, you're in for a great shout. But I'm still going to say batting first is crucial. The coin toss is crucial. Win that coin toss, and you've got upper hand already.
I've looked at the games. So the only game a team in the 4 games that have been played this World Cup other on Caddy. South Africa v England. South Africa batted first, won that game by 229 runs. Bangladesh, South Africa. South Africa batted first, won that game by 149 runs. India, Sri Lanka. India batted first. They won by 302 runs. And of course Afghanistan, Australia, where Glenn Maxwell put up 201 and beat and Australia were the winners for 3 wickets. So that's the only game in this Cricket World Cup where they have won. And let's be clear, Australia won 94-7. They should have never won that match. So that's a miracle in itself that they won that match. So yeah, but I want to get you muted, Manny.
Yeah, I'm just about to say the fact that Australia had to depend on a one-legged Glenn Maxwell to swing and cut and somehow bludgeon Australia to an unlikely victory is really embarrassing for Australia more than Afghanistan. This isn't patronising them. They've had a fine tournament. This could be the start of bigger things to come. And if anything, you know how they say that your reach should always exceed your grasp or something like that. You have to try to reach higher. The only non-test playing nation to actually make the semi-finals of the World Cup, and I'm not talking about South Africa, because I believe they were playing test cricket, of course, before the 92 World Cup, is, of course, Kenya. And that team had players like Steve Tikolo, Asif Karim, and Maurice Odumbe, who, of course, captained Kenya in the first 3 editions of the World Cup they were in. And Kenya in 96, of course, they shocked the West Indies in a magnificent display. They tried their hardest in 99 in England, but never really got going too much. But in 2003, they shocked the world. Of course, they benefited from some good fortune with Zimbabwe's games being abandoned. But they beat Zimbabwe, they shocked Sri Lanka, and had Australia in some problems in the semi-final before going down. But after that semi-final, they just weren't able to kick on, and now they hardly ever play international cricket anymore. So it just goes to show that with Afghanistan, if they play their cards right and do everything correctly, they will become a more consistent force, and who knows, we could see them make a major semi-final. But that particular game, I think we have to say, you feel for the Afghans, and maybe it's their inexperience and naivety which let them down. But at least Maxwell got his rest for the next game, and he should be fine for the semi-final, eh?
Yeah, it should be. Be up yourself, Martin. Good evening to you too.
Yeah, I agree with Manny. I think Afghanistan can be a force going forward into the future. I think Afghan can be a force going forward.
For me, 4 best batting lineups in the semi-finals, I'm going Australia-India final with Aussies just to nick it. It's a tough one.
All predictions going out
there. Yeah. Arnie. Let's go, Arnie. Of course, it's your team, India. 2 years in a row, you've been stopped by this New Zealand force. Both times they've bottled it in the final. Can you maybe third time lucky, beat them, and then go on to win in the final. Because of course
No.
they lost in 2015 and 19 in the final.
You already know this as well. I said this from day one. I said it's gonna be Aussie Kiwi final, even before this tournament started, and I stick with that. I just don't see us getting anything. They will be up for it. I'm not saying
You
we'll be a
reckon bottle
walkover.
job?
Definitely not.
You reckon
Huh?
bottle job basically? You reckon
It's
a
not a
bottle
bottle
job?
job, bruv. How's that a
Well,
bottle job if we lose?
at home,
Nah,
your
so
circumstances, best
what
one of
circumstances? Hey, Hansel, my dear nephew, let
best,
me tell you, yeah, it's
best,
knockout cricket here.
best young.
This is knockout
You've
cricket.
probably got the
It
best
don't
squad
matter
of
how
all of
many
the
group games you
teams.
won.
Well, it kind of
Look,
does. You think
This
about
is
it. You win every
business.
group game.
Crunch
You're
time.
like you're going to be full of confidence, then, aren't you? You think to yourself, "I won every group game." And you're going to be flying with confidence. I know. May said England won their group and they struggled against the smaller teams like Fiji and that. But in cricket, with India, confidence grows and grows with them.
I know my team too well, bruv. I've seen it so many times. I've seen
Okay.
this movie before, and it's gonna
Bottle
happen
job.
again.
I like that. Yeah.
Arnie,
Okay.
let me say this straight to you. You guys will be bottle jobs. You're playing in India. You've
No, we're
got the
not.
best
I
squad out
disagree
of
with that.
the
No,
lot.
sorry, bruv. No such thing.
Who's got a
If we're
better
in a
squad than you?
position, hang on, wait. If we're in a position where we are gonna win the game, a bit like Afghanistan with Australia, and we mess it up, then yeah, I agree. That is a full-on bottle job. But if we lose it kind of close game, which I think it will be, nah, come on, how can you say that's bottle job?
Yeah. And
Explain, tell me. I'm curious now.
The Australia's
Just to
still
see
got
what the
Australia
thought
is as strong
process
as
is.
they Australia is as strong as they used to be, but the will and passion they've got has got them to the semi-final. I just think they're going to come a cropper against India.
No.
I just think
Arnie,
I think
let
the
me
passion
tell you.
the passion
Yeah.
of the bleed
If we
stops here.
capitulate, then
There's
yeah.
three reasons why you will it be classed as bottle jobs. You've
Go
got
on.
the best
Yeah,
squad.
go on, it's fine. Name, man.
You've got the best squad out of
He's
of
not giving up,
the
is he?
teams in the tournament. You've got the best squad or squad depth. Um, it's your own circumstances. You've got the best
Okay,
bowling
that's
attack. You've got the best top order.
no boomer as
Because
well.
we've got the best bowling lineup, best top order. You've got probably the two best finishers in Kohli and Jadeja, who can both finish a game off.
Yeah, you got players that can see the game out.
Jadeja's that
Definitely.
much of a finisher. But maybe Sky.
All I'm saying, the pressure's on you.
Yeah, but
You're
I don't think
Boston
like I said, I don't think they're going to crack under pressure.
Yeah, I
think they're
agree.
going
Pressure's
to
on us.
thrive
Fine.
under the pressure. I think they're going to thrive under it. I
we-
think India is just
We
going to.
don't win,
Yeah.
then it's
Okay,
not bottle
boys.
job.
Listen, boys. We see Mr. B's been sitting silently. He's been listening to
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Mr. B, I want you to say what you want to say because you've been sitting there like a good little boy. Fire away.
I'm not exactly little, but I am. Yeah, I am here anyway. But no,
It's
but yeah, I think the only way that India could lose is maybe if New Zealand win the toss, get them into bat, get them out below 200, and then that's the only way I think they'll be able to win New Zealand, because otherwise India would just be too good. Because there's just no stopping India. They're not an express train. Whoever's played them, they've just been too good for them. So, their bowling attack is immense, and they've got the best batsmen as well. Got Rohit and all that. That have been amazing. So, that's the only way I can see New Zealand winning. If they get India out cheaply, bowling first. So that's the only way for me. So otherwise, I think it's India, and the only way they could lose is if the pressure gets to them as well. I can't see that happening either. So
yeah. But of course, it was a narrow game. And again, not so much. New Zealand batted first, got bowled out for 270. India chased it to 274. Chased it in with 2 overs left. So
I don't
yeah.
think
Can I-
anyone should include both teams should read too much into the group game. This is
No,
completely different.
definitely not.
Right,
Definitely
You
not.
can't,
Guys, I've
you
got a
can't go into
question,
the game.
so-
You can't go into the group game. India can't go into the semi-final thinking, "Oh, we beat them in the group. We got this."
No.
This is completely different. This is knockout, straight going to the final. The
Yeah.
group game counts for nothing in this.
Can I ask you,
Arnie,
what's worse? What's worse? What's worse, right? If we lose the semi or get to the final and lose, just to get your thoughts on this. For
I
me-
always think if you get to the final and lose, it's the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the
It's
same.
always the final. Always the
Yeah.
final is the worst.
Agree. Yeah. Steve?
Yeah, I
Steve.
think because New Zealand have always been the bridesmaids, unfortunately, never the brides. I just think, I just think that's the only way. Though you've got to get India out cheaply. That's the only way I think they'll be able to do it. So,
Yeah, but who do you think? What's worse? We're losing the semi-final or we're losing the final?
well, either way is not great, is it? I mean, because you missed out in the semis, and then you got all the way to the final when you missed out. So it's not really great either way, is it? But at least you know you were second best if you lost in the final. You know,
That's no comfort though, is it?
but no. But I mean,
It's marginal comfort. I'd agree with Mr. B there. It's marginal
No,
comfort.
it's no comfort. No one remembers second place.
Well, I don't know.
I'd rather if we're not gonna win it, I'd rather lose tomorrow. That's me though.
I mean, it's like England in
Yeah,
'92, isn't it?
I agree with you. 'Cause
England,
if
you
you're
know.
in the final and you can touch it and you can feel it, it hurts.
That's
It
it.
hurts. It
Yeah,
hurts.
that's it, man.
Yeah.
You know,
And so-
England in '92, we had one of the best teams, best squads going. England,
Definitely.
best
100%.
players, and we
100%.
still
think
lost in the
cancel.
final. But you know,
Yeah, you just don't want to get to the final thinking that you walk out. In fact, that World Cup,
All that hype
walk
for the
past
big
it, thinking you can almost taste it, and then you lose in the final, and then you just have to watch as they go up and lift it.
Yeah.
That's got to be
Saves
the
you the hype.
worst. That's got to hurt
No.
more than anything.
You know,
Yeah,
So,
build
like
up
I
and-
said,
No.
if you want to lose, you want to lose in the semis. It's not
Yeah.
bad then.
That's it.
yeah.
Yeah. I agree with that. Especially, can anyone tell me who did England face in the semi-final in the 2019 World Cup? Nobody.
India,
Exactly,
wasn't it?
because nobody remembers.
When India?
No, hold on a minute.
No. New Zealand. New Zealand with
That
India.
was in the final, wasn't it?
That was in the final.
Oh, you mean 2000? That one.
2009.
No, 2019
19.
when England won it. So
Yeah, that was New Zealand
Yeah.
final.
Yeah.
India in the semis. India in the semis.
That was New Zealand, India. It was Australia. England beat Australia.
I thought it was India.
Yeah,
in
and the
semis.
other
I
semi.
knew it was
Yeah,
New Zealand in
sure.
the final. I knew it was New Zealand in the final. Mine's gone blank.
So exactly, nobody remembers you, and I would rather lose in the semi-final.
Yeah, semis all the way.
So yeah.
it's not that we don't remember. I mean, like obviously we just forget to remember, but once we look everything up, we'll remember.
But then,
Yeah.
but we only reason to forget it that much because that New Zealand England final where it went to an extra over, you know, the draw over, hot over. No one remembers the semi final because that final was so close.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one of the best finals ever. That was.
Yeah, without a shadow of doubt.
Prediction time.
Yeah,
Prediction time.
Went to a 1-over shootout.
yeah,
Superb, yeah.
superb.
But prediction time. Now for all the pressure I've put on India, Anya somehow convinced me. It sent this energy over to me, and now I have that feeling that New Zealand will smash. No. That New
No,
Zealand
we're
will
not
beat-
getting smashed.
No,
I'll tell you.
No,
No,
you're
we're
not.
gonna lose, but we won't get smashed. That I do know.
Hanno, right?
Ah.
If you get into the final, Hanno, yeah. You get into the final. Who would you rather face out of New Zealand and
New
India?
New Zealand all day long.
Exactly.
New Zealand all day long.
Oh,
Yeah,
nah. You have more
Do you
chance.
think
But
I
again,
wanna?
let's see.
Do you think I wanna get beaten by 300 odd runs again?
No.
Like,
Uh,
bring me
lads,
New Zealand.
if we make
I'll go
it
for it.
tomorrow
I'm
and
going
South
to say
Africa win on Thursday,
I'm
we'll
going to say India
celebrate the
win.
final already.
India win
Group.
by
Mm.
India win by 30 to 40 runs.
Jeez, that's a lot.
Hmm.
Must be.
Yeah, well, as I said, that the only way is if they get bowled first and get India out for less than 200. I would say. So that would be, I would say, maybe like 150,
No
160.
chance. India's at 150.
That's
Oh,
not. I can't see that happening.
Jesus.
So I would say it's definitely India to win, and I think probably about 60, 70 runs.
Wow, you've gone bigger than me.
Yeah. Yeah, and maybe by say 8 wickets. Something like
Wow.
that.
Oh, jeez.
I know, yeah, but I think they're that great. India are that great, you know.
Yeah.
But if New Zealand
Barney.
could somehow get them out cheaply, that's the only way.
60 runs by and about 8 wickets. Ouch.
Well, you know,
Yeah, no, you're
Barney.
entitled to
Yeah,
your opinion. I just think, ouch. If that happens, ouch.
India are pretty much
25
unstoppable.
runs.
No, but I'm just saying, if that happens, that's ouch. That's a big ouch.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Ollie, just go on, Ollie.
How many?
Ready? Okay. 25 runs, New Zealand or 4 wickets?
Oh, they-
Yeah. I gave my predictions earlier. 20 runs or 3 wickets, India.
oh, you've gone close.
So you're
That's
saying
a lot.
New Zealand as well?
I'm gonna say New Zealand by 15 runs or less, and
Oh,
all
it's
1
been
to
really
2
close.
wickets.
He's hoping that because he's already got his
Unfortunately,
set. He's already got his heart set on the final, haven't you? I know that's why you want New Zealand to win because you've always cemented yourself in the final. You think, don't you?
These lot ain't doing
No.
anything. If they do, I'll be the one celebrating, actually. That's if we win tomorrow. But we're seeing it. Which is probably a
Yeah.
good segue now to get into that.
Yeah, it is. Can we break the semi-final curse? 2015 semi-final knocked out.
I hope you do, though. I'm with you for this one, Ansel.
90.
My third team.
We got a. When did we also get knocked out? 1969.
Yeah.
Let me refresh you on the history. 1992, you were on your way to beating England, but then that ridiculous rain rule deprived you of watching the sight of Brian McMillan walking off angrily and literally, disconsolate, was a sight that will be remembered forever.
Ridiculous, man.
Yeah, 1996. It was a quarterfinal loss. You topped. Yeah, obviously you topped the pool then. 1999, of course, there was that semi-final, the Lance Klusener and Alan Donald, mishap.
I watched
Yeah.
it the other day.
Yeah, 2007, I believe you lost to Australia, but that was a more straightforward loss, to be fair. And if memory serves me right, 2011, that was a quarterfinal loss. 2015, if
we lost to
I want
New
to
Zealand.
say,
I remember that game.
Yep, and 2019, sadly, you didn't make the semis, but this time around, you're in the semis, and the question is appropriate. Proteas to break the World Cup semi-final curse. I think there have been some wordings in the press about how this team under Tender Bavuma is a lot more battle-hardened. And obviously, you've got the balance right. You have to feel for the likes of, Rabada and Magala, who I think missed out on the squad due to injuries. But you do have some really good balance. And of course, when you've got that beanpole, Marcus Janssen, bowling from his height and sort of bringing it down, if he can, all he needs to do, he reminds me in many ways, and I think, Mr. B, you might remember him, he reminds me a great deal of Bruce Reed, is that sometimes when you pitch it too short, you can get some hit around the park, but if you pitch it up and pitch it perfectly, you can get your rewards. The problem is, of course, that on these Indian pitches, you literally have to bowl out of your skin to get wickets as a fast bowler. And I mean, Jansen could certainly have a role to play. And as far as Australia are concerned, I think their seamers haven't really shone, with the exception of another left armer, Mitchell Starc. And he's made it clear that this could probably be his last ODI World Cup for Australia, but he might continue playing ODIs for a little while yet, and will probably want to focus more on tests and earning that coveted 100th cap. But Zampa has been the one who's literally, after being taken to the cleaners in the first few games, he's bounced back just like Lazarus, I have to say. And it could very well be that when it comes to the middle order, if, heaven forbid, from a South African point of view, Bavuma and Markram get out fairly early and you lose you end up deep into the middle order, it could very well be that Zampa might have a role to play, and a lot could depend on.
We don't have a middle order. Remember, we only bat to 6, and when you've got Bavuma as parting the cock, the most he will get is 30.
So you're saying if your first 3 batters don't put on the runs, you're in deep trouble because you've got middle order?
No. What I'm saying is, if we lose 2 wickets in the power play in the first 20 overs, we screwed.
Okay.
Yeah, but listen. To be fair, the Aussies will still have to depend on Mitchell Starc to get the wickets, because I take a look at Pat Cummins, I take a look at Josh Hazlewood, and whichever guy will be in a part of that bowling attack, and I just don't see any of them necessarily being able to take the wickets. But Zampa could be a threat, and if the pressure is on, then that is when Zampa could possibly thrive. But your spinners have done reasonably well. I think Maharaj has arguably been the better spinner. Shamsi has done his bit.
Number 1 bowler in the world.
Oh, yes. The rise of the Maharaj. Pun intended. And, so
bro.
it does. Yeah, I think the biggest problem with South African teams in the past, especially in 1999, was that the bowling attacks at the time didn't really have that much in terms of variation, and their batting was not very consistent, also very brittle, especially if you got Kirsten and Gibbs out very early. You had to depend on Callis and Cronje to try to steady the ship. And if they would go out, a lot would depend on the lower order of Sean Pollock, Jonty Rhodes, and
Sean
company.
Pollock would be the one.
And,
Sean Pollock was the one.
Yeah. But even now, at least you can easily see that you got Klaassen, you've got Miller, even Jansen can give the ball a good biff. So I would say that those 3, if they play, will certainly give the South Africans a bit of an edge, especially when it comes. If Zampa doesn't get any wickets, then Australia could very well be in trouble. And as far as the bowling is concerned, I think Maharaj should have a bigger role to play, but the seamers also will certainly look to be on their game. It's a tough one because the Australian batsmen have picked an excellent time to get back into form, and how. I mean, David Warner, Mitch Marsh. Steve Smith is consistent, even if he hasn't really been able to, rack up the big scores. And do not get me started on Mad Max, Mr. Maxwell. I think it's fair to say that Afghanistan will not be wanting to drink Maxwell House coffee anytime soon.
No.
But
yeah. More like
my mum always preferred Nescafe Gold Blend anyway. So, but listen, I think that this particular match has a South African win written all over it, because I think maybe not necessarily because of being more battle hardened, but I think obviously they say that previous matches don't really come into it on the day. But I just think the fact that you were able to recover brilliantly from going 2-0 down to win that home series 3-2, and you also beat them in the group stage when they weren't obviously at their best, I think that could possibly prey on the Aussies' minds. They're going to depend a lot more on their...
Manny, don't forget, they got Aussie washed as well in the T20. So just to balance...
T20 is totally different to one day. Totally
exactly. Thank you. Stepsy says it perfectly. T20 and ODI are chalk and cheese. I mean, I like eating cheese. I don't like eating chalk.
Exactly.
And you can't put chalk on a pizza either. So
chalk pizza.
Yeah, this
Like
Yeah,
pineapple,
as I,
I've got on a
yeah,
pizza.
I like pineapple on a pizza. Very fruity. It's got pepine, which
No.
helps you
No,
get down.
no
No.
pineapple.
All
But
right,
anyway,
all right, all
yeah.
right. We can agree to disagree. I mean, yeah. Hold it. Stepsy, thank you. All right. Listen, we can agree to disagree. I can definitely say that I'd sooner prefer pineapple on a pizza to chicken feet, but that's another story.
Oh.
And I think South Africa should be able to win this because Australia are going to be depending heavily on their batting, especially if their seamers are not really going to be able to step up. And if Zampa ends up getting targeted by Klassen, Miller, and Janssen and company, then it could very well prove to be a step too far for the Aussies, who recovered magnificently, but I just think they don't really have the bowling to take them through. I mean, South Africa's is certainly a little bit better when it comes to bowling. So for me, it should be South Africa by 30 runs or 4 wickets.
I think Mitchell Stark will have a bit to play in this because I mean he's like I said probably his last World Cup, but when you rely on when you just rely on him, it wouldn't be enough because I know they rely on Stark getting a few wickets. But no, I can't see Australia win this. I can see one win in South Africa. It's just like you said. They come back with that 2-0 down marvelously, and the way they perform in this World Cup is quite good as well. A lot of confidence in their side. They think this. I think this is one of their best sides for a long time. I'm going to say 30, 40 runs and 4 wickets.
Okay.
Exactly what I said.
Oh, is it? Yeah, I can't see it being any different.
You know, Hansel.
If you do need to
You already
go,
know
I know you need to go to a rest. So if you do need to go, it's fine.
So me and Manny on point there.
I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Okay. Arnie.
You already know the answer.
Yeah.
I hate to say it. You say it for
Give
me.
us reduce our confidence a bit. Go on, reduce our confidence. Why will Australia beat us?
60 runs or 7 wickets, Australia. As much as I would hate for that to happen, I definitely want you lot to do it, but I don't see it, unfortunately. Again, I hope I'm wrong,
Relax.
but fingers crossed. Yeah, man.
Why though? Is there any reason? Just they are the better team or what?
All the way. And it's a knockout, right? This is like I said at the beginning of the stream. It's crunch time. This is time for business. You lot gonna turn up? I don't know. We've seen it so many times before, bro. Even you know this. Having been around for less longer, but you've probably archived and everything. So I don't see the trend changing, regardless of the form. I mean, you've done well to beat them in the groups. To me, that's still the upset of the tournament, unless Afghanistan had done it, obviously. So we have 2 upsets in one tournament. Remains to be seen. But it's like saying, innit? We'll only see the Leicester story once. No shade on you guys, by the way.
Nah,
But if you can do it again,
it's
bro,
actually
that'd be
fine.
amazing.
Crunch time, we don't deliver. We don't deliver. We have never delivered. So yeah.
And can we have 2 upsets in one tournament as well? That's the other question. Remains to be seen, though. We will know in 50 hours. Or less, is it? Or more. Just do my maths.
Yeah.
But here we go.
Have your say.
Well, I think the thing is, right, I mean, South Africa are nothing like Afghanistan. They really cocked it up with the ball when they played Australia. They kept bowling, Maxwell's on one leg, but they kept bowling it into his arc all the time. They kept bowling it there for him to hit it. I mean, if they had bowled correctly, I think Afghanistan would have won that. So South Africa actually got the proper bowlers here, and they got the experience to know what they're going to do. And so I don't think it's going to be Australia's all the way here. I think it's going to be quite close, this one. I really do, and I still think I would say I think South Africa are going to win it. I think they will, because I mean, as good as Australia have come back and been brilliant, because after them first 2 or 3 games they looked gone. they looked terrible, didn't they? And we thought, oh, that's it, Australia are gone. You know, they ain't the team they were. You know, they had been. So I think it's going to be a tight one. Though I still think it'd be tight, but I think South Africa probably 30 runs and 5 wickets, something like that.
That's a bad running, to be fair. If it runs against Australia, I take that.
Yeah.
But time for the real stuff. So, who would beat the Aussies? There's lots to talk about. Will he be fit? I don't want him to start. Give me Risa Hendricks. He can at least get me at 50 or 45. So bring me Risa Hendricks straight into that 11. Give me Aidan Markham captaincy. So yeah. And then who else is there? Yeah. Crunch time. We don't deliver, like Arnie said. We never deliver. And we've lost so many times. Can we break the curse? I want to back us. I think we have a good chance. But it all depends on the toss. If we bat first, we're definitely in with we've got a big chance. If we bowl first, then we've already lost the game. It's something like that. So yeah. But I'm gonna edge it just cause I can't see us winning. Australia have been really good. Australia by less than 15 runs will be tight. That's my say on it. That's my say.
You should back your team either way, Hanno. Back them either way, mate. Whatever.
No,
to win it, you know?
No chance. But we'll wrap it up here. Stephen needed to go. I will shout out his socials quickly. His channel is of course Stepsy at YouTube YT. On his back. Let me just goes. It is Stepsy RYT. Go subscribe to his channel. And then Money, go follow him on let him quickly.
Yeah, I'll mention my socials. You can catch me on Instagram and Threads at Manny Thangatherai 1981. That's my full name and my year of birth. You can catch me on Twitter at Thangatherai 1981, which is my surname and my year of birth. And obviously, I'm here on the Coach's Corner, also Del Boy Gunner TV. I will be hosting Oris Talks Football's a review stream in a matter of about 3 minutes, so you can catch me over there. Also, shout out to Del Boy Gunner TV and several other channels on YouTube, which I don't have the time to name because I have to rush immediately. But thanks a lot to everyone who joined in the chat. Thanks a lot to our panel, as always. Looking forward to 2 terrific semi-finals, and of course the Titanic clash on Sunday. I don't know if I'll be able to catch the first innings, but I hope to at least be there for the second. We will see how everything goes. But once again, take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of this week and the great sporting action we got coming up, whether it's the cricket or the international football. Don't do anything that the panel and I wouldn't do. But for now, I've got to make like a banana and split. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Yes, man.
Mr. B.
Mr. B, Hive Football Chat, Mr. B for Life 182. So obviously quite a few things I brought out recently, a lot of content, a lot of videos. Got all the stuff coming out, the preview for when we play Arsenal, of course, but that's a little way off at the moment with the international week. So I may be doing a watch along for the England game. So I think that's this Friday, isn't it, against Malta? So may well do a watch along, but I'll let everyone know. And so thanks for having me on again, Hanno, and the other guys. Thank you all, Manny, Arnie, and Stepsy. Yeah, cheers, everyone. Come on, you bees.
Yes, Stevie.
Yeah. Yes, thank you for joining, and then Arnie.
Yeah, said
Just
it before.
where can-
Obviously, the same page, the Football for Life show. I will be putting this on there as well, even though it's a cricket
Yeah.
chat. Shouldn't be a hassle, I guess. And all the other streams that I come on, including this channel and different ones, just archiving it there. So that'll be the best place for now. And Insta Ani G89. If anyone wants to follow back. But yeah, just keeping it calm, Ansel, and continue the good stuff that
Yeah.
you're doing as well, my dear nephew, on Coach's Corner, and
Yeah.
do sub as
I'll
well.
catch
Let's get him up.
to the top.
Yeah, man. Get the likes in
Yeah,
as
I
well.
will try and sort out something with the watch longs to both of these games. We'll try sort out something. Maybe do all day, something like
You
that.
just quick one, so that the people might be able to see it. Do you have the PC in front of you? You can. Oh, you said you haven't got FB anyway, so it's fine. Bobby done it last
No,
time, I think, when we spoke. But yeah, next time maybe it's fine.
I can check that.
Just
I
get
think
the
you sent a
content.
photo of it.
Oh yeah, he did. Just so they know the logo. I
Let
don't know if
me
I should
check.
change it now. So the Football and Cricket for Life show, maybe a bit long. Only put the cricket content there from time to time of recent that we've been
Um,
doing. Yeah, that's all right.
I think did you send it to me? But let me check.
I think the
Uh,
first streamer came on here. Bobby put it on the camera as well. The one which is up on
yeah.
there.
No, I
It's
don't
like
have
red
the
and black.
have
Yeah,
the
red and
things,
black.
but it's fine.
Bobby
It's
more here
like a
anyway.
red
So it's
logo
fine.
thing.
Yeah, red
So
and
yeah,
black. That's the one. Yep.
red and black. So yeah. But my socials, Instagram _coach_corner, Twitter 70830030, and then TikTok Coach Corner 1. Hopefully we can do it. Hopefully.
Fingers
But no
crossed. We meet
guarantees.
in the final. Don't say it though.
No. I don't want to India in the final. I'd
I
rather
want you lot.
lose in the.
Nah. I want you lot.
Of
If we
course you will.
win on Wednesday, if we win, but we're seeing it.
Of course,
Unfortunately, I don't
because
think
who
either of
wants to
us will
face
be there.
Australia?
But it's
Of
meant to be
course, you
seen.
want us. Because who wants Australia in the final? So,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. But yeah, we'll see you in a bit, people.
Yep.
And
Cool.
we'll speak
Nice
soon.
one.
Cheers.
In a bit.